Hello there and a very warm welcome to the program. I am Victor Matthias. Dreaded Islamist sect Boko Haram have continued to unleash terror on Nigerians despite the effort by the federal government and the Nigerian Army. Of recent, the group declared a caliphate in northeastern city. After denying that a part of its territory had been seized, the Nigerian Army vowed to reassert Nigeria's sovereignty in portions that have been violated illegally by Boko Haram. On the program today, we will find out how, why, and what is responsible for this action. Despite the foregoing, Nigerians remain glued to their PCs surfing the net. Let me now take you through some of the top searches before we begin today's conversation. Angel Di Maria. Manchester United confirmed the signing of Argentine attacking midfielder Angel Di Maria from Real Madrid. The £60 million deal saw the Red Devils breaking their earlier club record of £37.1 million, which they spent on bringing Juan Mata from Chelsea in January. Falconets. The final match between Nigeria Falconets and the German under-20 team got Nigerians excited and searching. Unfortunately for Nigerian fans, the Germans carried the day after scoring the only goal of the match 8 minutes into extra time. Other top searches on Google include Mario Balotelli, who completed a transfer to Liverpool, the NMA strike, which was suspended after 2 months, and the federal government's decision to lift the ban on residency program for Nigerian doctors. Those were the top searches. Let's now meet our online contributors.
The first schedule of Nigeria's constitution says, so explicitly, it is the duty, it is the responsibility of the government to protect the lives and properties of its people first. That's the most sacrosanct responsibility of any responsible government. Before you can talk about the economy, before you can talk about infrastructure, before you can talk about social amenities, any government that fails to protect the responsibility of the lives and properties of its own people is not deemed fit. So what you have had here, what they have not done, it's a function of the fact that a man who is president and commander-in-chief has refused to exercise that responsibility, has refused to take the bull by the horn, has refused to begin to define for himself what it means to be president and why he's president of Nigeria. He has handled this whole issue in a manner that is so shameful, so despicable, and you begin to wonder if we ever had a president in this country. And let me just give you two instances so quickly. He said all along, some two and a half years ago, he knew those who were behind Boko Haram. Again, he said Boko Haram cabinet and members have infiltrated his cabinet. When you have a president with so much information at his disposal saying that, you'll be tempted to believe that that president understands what he's saying. 2 years, 3 years down the line, he has never prosecuted one person. All along, the story we've been hearing is that Boko Haram is winning because the APC, which is the opposition party, have so many sympathizers of Boko Haram. And then when they used to say that, they used to point fingers at the man who was the former governor of Borno State, Ali Modu Sharif. Today, as we speak, one of the sponsors of Boko Haram, Ali Ndume, is a member of the PDP. This president has not deemed it fit, or his party has not deemed it fit, to expel them. Never, not even one person has been successfully prosecuted for being a sponsor of Boko Haram.
How is it possible that up till now, after all statements that have been made, after all lies have been told, that we know where the people are? These are the statements, they come online, on air, and they make it on the national. We know where they are. We have seen them. Very soon they will come out. We don't want them to be heard. That is why we are not taking any action. And then we hear this one, that they have taken control of the community. They have hoisted the flag, claiming to own this region. And then they come out again and say, oh, that actually it is a propaganda. When can we stop lying? Is it in our genetics? Is it inherent in us as Nigerians not to admit a simple fact that we don't know anything, or whatever we are being told to do, that we cannot handle it? We should ask people for support. Is it so bad to admit? Is it so? Do you think that it is? If we do admit at our mistakes as individuals, when we occupy a position, when we occupy an office to do something that we do not have ideas, calling for help would make us look bad. This is what normal, rational humans do. And then when you have no clue and you begin to assemble people who would not come out openly and tell you that, sir or Mr. President, that this is not the right way, to do it. They keep telling you that you're doing it good. It doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help the country.
So the issue of Erufai accusing Ihejirika and Ihejirika accusing Erufai is I think is their own business. But before we come to that, have we ever asked ourselves why was Ihejirika sacked from office? We never care to ask that question. We could remember when he took an action before in Maiduguri, the northern elites threatened him that they will sue him. They threatened him so far, and nobody is talking about that. But when Goodluck saw the way the issue was going, for him to balance the equation, he said, "Mr. Man, give way." Somebody else came in. Nobody is talking about that. Goodluck Jonathan is doing his best for Nigeria, but any day, the citizens of the United States start bombing themselves, Obama himself will never do anything, even including the CIA, the FBI, the U.S. military, their Air Force. Any day that security agents happen to be sabotaged, Obama himself will not do anything. He can only call for meetings upon meetings, but the mayhem has been done. Destructions will continue to take place. There's nothing he can do. And that is what is happening today. The bombings, the killing that is taking place. So we don't have to blame Goodluck for all these things happening. Boko Haram has been there. OBJ met these people. OBJ met them in their mosque. He went straight to their mosque and he met these people. What do they want? And for you to say it is poverty, I don't think poverty is the main issue. Poverty is not the main issue. Look at the kind of guns they are carrying, the AK-47, I can even say an Israeli Uzi. One of the videos I saw an Uzi there. At least I know how much an Uzi costs so far. The bullets, buying the gun alone is not the problem, but the bullets alone, each one you fire, you have to replace it. And they are getting more and more ammunitions in box. The ones they collected from the military and the ones they are getting from their sponsors.
If this is the best Mr. President has done, then he doesn't have the capacity to govern. He has just shown for the last 4 years that he doesn't have what it takes to be president of Nigeria, because the best that he has done, according to Ben, it hasn't moved us from where we were. As a matter of fact, it has moved us backwards. I'll give you 2 instances. Mr. President, aside from the statement that he knows those who are sponsoring Boko Haram and that they are in his cabinet, said some few months ago that even himself, as president, his movement is being hampered. He's being restricted by Boko Haram. And Ben should take cognizance of this. When you're president, commander-in-chief of the armed forces, 100 and something plus thousand armed forces, when he tells you that I, as president, I cannot go where I want to go because Boko Haram is in charge, what does that tell you? It tells you that your president, which Ben has so much defended, is incapable of providing security for his own for himself. If a president cannot secure his own life, how would he secure the lives of 170 million plus Nigerians? Why would you tell me on national television and national dailies that he's afraid to move wherever he wants to move in the country where he presides over because of Boko Haram? What kind of a president is that? That, for me, is a president who was born out of an accident of history, who shouldn't have had the opportunity of governing a nation as great and as multilingual and as popular and heavily populated as Nigeria.
For you to arrest someone and say you are a sponsor, you have to produce a substantial evidence for him in court before you can persecute that person. It is not enough for you to go and arrest Mr. A, arrest Mr. B. It is not enough. You have to take them to court. You have to produce enough evidence for you to persecute that person. And today, when you go to arrest El-Rufai or any of these northern elites, either the opposition or the northerners will begin to cry. Why are you arresting me? What have I done? They'll use it for you again. They'll use it against you politically. So it is not easy for you to take one person in court, drag him in court. Oh, you are the one sponsoring Boko Haram. Where are the evidence? Yes, you have arrested someone for a suicide bomb. You have to provide a substantial evidence in court that will make the court to say, okay, yes, you are a suicide bomber. Before the court before you face the wrath of the law. It's not easy for you to persecute, including an armed robber with a gun you saw inside. It's not easy for you to persecute him, follow him to court, and until it will take 2 years, 3 years for you to get a final judgment. Ali Mustafa went to court, and after all and all, he appealed. He made an appeal, and he got his judgment in the court of appeal. Anyhow you tend to look at it, whether it has been delayed or whatever, but he got his judgment there. So it's not easy.
There are a lot of indicators to show that even in the north, the people are really not, that people are tired of bloodshed. They are tired of all this crisis, and they are looking to the government to really protect their lives. For them to come out to give the ultimatum, it shows that people really want the government to do something to save lives. It is not just to say some people are sponsoring them. If they knew really that some people are sponsoring them, I think that most of these northern elders, most of these machidos who have been threatened or attempted murder of them, most of these emirs who have been, some of them have been killed. I think there are people who would have information as to who are the sponsors. They would have been able to name them, you know. But we are all saying that they have sponsors. I'm not saying that there are nobody sponsoring them. Maybe somebody is somewhere actually supplying them with arms, you know, for business, you know, making business and stuff like that. But if really that there are some people who are out there, and I think that when you begin to kill the traditional leaders and stuff like that, some people would actually begin to take this as very personal and begin to give names as to people who they suspect are the ones that are actually tipping them off. But these things are still not happening, either for fear of their own lives or simply because they have no clue as to where it is coming from. This is an angle which the government really should look into, because Boko Haram did not start in this way. Like, if some of us know the history, how they started as just the people fighting for their cause of, you know, something. They weren't even fighting; they were just promoting their ideology about Islamic or their type of religious thing. And then the police killed them. And then the government went on air and said, "Oh, we have killed the leader of this sect, and you know, everything should be fine." And this is snowballed into attacking police and then acquiring arms and stuff like that. And then the fight started. And since they are actually growing stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, and they would not stop if something drastic doesn't happen.
I'm supporting Goodluck. He has done his best. He's giving out his best, but the forces fighting him don't want him to excel. I still believe that there are some forces, there are some unseen forces fighting Goodluck Jonathan. We are not talking about the policies he has made. Yes, probably some good policies have been made, but the problem is that how sincere are these people handling these policies? How sincere are they to deliver for us? Because it is one thing to appoint a minister, and it is one thing for that minister to deliver. And when that minister fails, all of us accuse Mr. President. It is one thing to appoint a vice chancellor, and if the vice chancellor fails, it is one thing to accuse the Minister of Education or whosoever is in concern, and everything will go straight to Mr. President. So this what that try to tell, this will tells us more that whatsoever we are trying to do, there are some political cabal behind every situation in Nigeria. It's either it's working for them or it's not working for them. So for us blaming Jonathan for this whole insurgence, I don't think this is the right thing to do. And if you ask me, he's not the cause.
Ben's political rights to support his president, it's fundamental. No one can take that away from you. You are entitled to that respect. But I want to say in conclusion, he must be able to place his political ambition less under the general interest of Nigerians. Let him emulate, let him promote the general interest of Nigerians above his own political ambition. By so doing, he will be able to take decisions that would affect the main sponsors of Boko Haram. It doesn't matter if he loses the election. He's been there for 4.5 years. I think that forgive him if he returns as president next year and Nigeria leads towards the path of perdition. So he needs to just take the bull by the horn, enforce discipline in the army, stamp out corruption in all facets of government, be decisive in terms of decisions he takes, and then do what all presidents in the world do, which is to protect the lives and properties of their people and not politicize national security. If he keeps doing what he's doing, Nigeria is doomed. I repeat, doomed, which we pray that God forbid.